Recently, I made a poll on who would win in a fight between my Pyrodrakon and Goji Center's Ultimasaurus Imperatrix. A lot of people said that the Imperatrix would win, and I'm here to say that you are right. Theoretically, it seems that this would be a fight for the ages. They both look similar, they both act similar, they both reach similar sizes, but really, these creatures couldn't be more different. The biggest problem for Pyrodrakon is how Ultimasaurus' weapons are much more effective against Pyrodrakon's armor than Pyrodrakon's weapons are against the Ultimas. Pyrodrakon's stinger doesn't have much leverage on a similar-sized animal, and is likely to just slide off the thick armor of the Ultima. Even if it hits the weaker spots near the underside, it's unlikely to deliver a lethal dose of venom. However, it likely wouldn't go for the underside, as their main enemy is the Indom 2.0s, and not only do they have an armored underside, but by going for the top they can use gravity to puncture deep into the hide of an Indom 2.0. This doesn't work against the taller Ultima. The horns of the Pyrodrakon are even worse, as with its armor weighing it down, it can't perform an attack with the horns that does serious damage, as the armor weighing it down would lessen any impacts. Pyrodrakon's fire is also ineffective here, not only because the Imperatrix is probably the second least flammable hybrid of this war other than Pyrodrakon itself, but also because the fire requires something to catch on fire, otherwise the liquid is going to go out pretty quickly. This works in the war because Pyrodrakon is used as war beasts by intelligent spear users, which can cover a spear in something flammable and throw it at an opponent. But here it's a 1v1, so Pyrodrakon has no allies to make the enemy more flammable. Horns can cause damage, though due to the stronger armor and slug flesh pillow of Pyrodrakon, her horns would likely prove not too effective. But it would still hurt pretty bad. Way worse than the Pyrodrakon's horns would hurt the Ultima. Her jaws are more effective too, as with her larger head, the jaws have a lot of leverage on thinner areas. The neck and most of the tail specifically only have armor on the top side, but the real kicker is the Thagomizer. That is going to really hurt, as it's basically a giant axe swinging at high speeds. It's going to go deep into Pyrodrakon's armor, or it can hit the underside, and in that case, it might very well be lethal. Additionally, the Ultima is a way more congruent hybrid than Pyrodrakon, with 6 gene contributors as opposed to Pyrodrakon's 10. Ultimasaurus is also likely smarter than Pyrodrakon. Sadly for my lovely little fellow, they're losing this fight. Ultimasaurus Imperatrix wins 8 times out of 10. Subscribe for more.